Hey everybody. So with the ECD Social, ECD Denver's trip out to Costa Mesa last week, we had some great open door sessions where people come in and asking questions. And one of the topics that came up that was pretty interesting was QA. So just wanted to kind of proactively share a little bit with our approach to things. And we're always trying to improve and evolve this. So definitely looking forward to some feedback on things that people like or people that suggestions that we could actually try to incorporate in what we do today. Um, so I'm going to jump back to a quick PowerPoint real quick just to sort of, this is a one slider to kind of show our philosophy. So, we work on sort of those 2 week iterations that we had talked about. Um, and basically at the bottom you can see we have user stories, automated tests, and manual tests. So within the course of our 2 week cycle, as each unit, they could just be tickets, different work order, or PO tickets, things like that. As they get done, the engineer, we call it our definition of done, is responsible for agreeing to with QA the level of automated testing that they're going to script and build into the product. And those mean, unit tests, integration tests, and what I'm going to show in a minute is a cool way that we do functional tests, which is pretty cool. So as they get done, they're getting QA'd in real time. And then at the end, we also have a set of tests that is called our manual regression, a certain amount of work that we haven't been able to automate yet, but we always try to chisel that down because automation is great. These automated tests run, as I say that, let me jump over and show you what I'm talking about. Our automated tests run at least once a day. We're getting to the point of hopefully running them after every commit to the code base, and even the one that I'm about to show, which is our functional test. And let me kick it off so you can watch while I'm actually speaking. So here is a MyID logged out link test, and I'll speak to what that is in a minute, but I'll just go ahead and play it for you. Oops, let me open it first. So, and then these functional tests, which actually simulate a user clicking through in a browser, you can see as it's running through it, we'll go to a page, test specific links, actually look to make sure that links are there, functions there, things on our blogs and resources, landing pages are there. And this is a great way to also test in an automated fashion post-release. So after we do a release to production, we can kick these suites off again and make sure that everything's as it should be. If you're not familiar, this is just a simple way to create these tests with the browser plugin for Firefox called the Selenium IDE. And literally what we've done is you click the record button like you can see over here and actually do the interactions and tell it what to test, and it outputs them into these HTML files that we can then quickly convert. There's an automated way to convert them into PHP for PHP unit or JUnit for Java and different things like that for running them automated in an automated fashion. The other thing that I was going to point out really quickly is I had spoken about how or why we're doing this. So we have this spreadsheet from back when we were on Google Docs that is sort of our manual QA regression for MyID and SafetyWeb. Also includes our SWAP products and our mobile devices. We have specific tabs that as a team, if I jump back to the end of this PowerPoint, our cycle before we actually do the release, this manual, which is literally everybody getting assigned a tab in the spreadsheet, going through, looking for bugs, pushing the limits a little bit, making sure we get the breadth of the manual regression before we actually go into bug fixing mode, and then the release, which happens at the end of the cycle. And so if we jump back to the spreadsheet, you can see things like what that automated test back there is doing. You can see we call out each cycle that we're testing for, and it's just the scenarios. These are logged out links, so it's literally going to the home page, clicking all the links in the footer and making sure that everything's there, content's there we expect, going to the privacy policy, terms of service, and looking for the date on the terms of service to make sure that it's the right one. All these different things. And over time, you can see we used to have to do the full breadth of tests, but eventually got some automation in, and we for historical purposes, leave in the test suite what we've automated so that we know that it's there and covered. But we also call out what we weren't able to automate so that we can, as part of the manual regression, still go through and make sure that we have those things covered. So we have MyID logged in, SafetyWeb logged in, logged out, account creation flows, which is a big part, through payment flows in the funnel to make sure that's automated in a great way. We have tests for the Android and iPhone apps, and then we have a tab that we create each sprint specific for the, we call them user stories, but basically work order or PO tickets or whatever it is that we're QAing that week. So so that's sort of the general concept. We have this breadth defined at the end over here. We're also trying to chunk that off and automate as much as possible, which is great. And I'll open up SafetyWeb one so you can take a quick look at that and see how it's actually working across multiple products. So it's kind of cool. It allows us to, again, the philosophy is these things run at least once a day, automated. Hopefully we'll get to the point where it runs after each change, which is a commit to the code base, so that if something breaks, all of engineering gets an email, and we have this mentality called stop the line mentality, which is if the team gets notified that the build's broken, we have to go out and fix it as a group and assign the work to get it fixed so that we can get everything back on track and know that everything's in a good state and continue to automate and expand our breadth of QA. So hope this was helpful. Thought it was just good to share, and love any feedback or love any suggestions. Thanks.